Erin Cahill. Let's hear it up for Give it up for Erin. Woo! She's got her own fan club back there. I'm guessing if you were a nerd like me, your Valentine's Day was spent with The Walking Dead.
Oh, double nerded it. Treated my fiance to Deadpool, my idea. And then went home and promptly got into pajamas to watch The Walking Dead.
That's awesome. That is a lucky fiance.
That's a really good week. I mean, that's a good day. If you're a comic book reader, like anybody who's hosting a show called Comikaze all year long, you know Negan's coming. Oh. And he's going to bring bad things.
I don't want spoiler alerts from the comics, please and thank you. I avoid them like the plague.
He mentions it in the beginning.
Yeah, they say it's Negan.
He goes, you know those dudes on the bike?
Oh, I know the dudes
on
the
bike.
bike.
And they're like, Negan.
Because you know the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the other holy shit moment?
I mean, Carl, right, everybody?
Yes.
All those years wishing Carl would just die. then you like him again. Then they work hard to make you love him. Then they shoot him in the face.
What could be better than that, though? Carl getting shot in the face is like perfect. Now he'll never go wandering off again.
Can we talk about the fact that those people keep running around with knives when this is a zombie apocalypse? It's like the worst weapon to have in a zombie apocalypse.
Right, and you could get anything that you wanted.
I'll tell you what I get.
What would you get?
Okay, a knife, like these things, they scratch and they bite, and then you're a zombie, right? So you don't want to get within arm's reach. Trident, right? You want a trident, right? Because it stops them.
That's not bad.
You want to try
pitchfork.
Oh,
no, not a pitchfork, because you can't throw it because it's curved.
Yeah, but you can't get a trident at Home Depot. Like, where are you going to find a trident?
No comment.
July 31st, I know what I'm doing.
Yes.
I will be reading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, which is coming out in book form.
Are you guys so excited?
Another Harry Potter book.
I'm so excited.
So were you a Harry Potter fan? Did you read all the books?
Massive. Read them all twice, except for the last one, which is roughly the size of the Bible, so I only read it once. But I read all of them twice.
Have you not read the Bible? Have you not read the good book?
I read it, yeah, twice, exactly. I'm gonna need to.
Because we're about to change the name to Salvation all year long. All right?
She's not just here to talk about nerds. She's got some Power Ranger stuff going on.
I heard you were a Ranger.
I was a Power Ranger.
How did that happen? I mean, like, were you intimidated when you were recruited into the Ranger Force?
I love that question. We did, I don't know how many, like 8, minimum 10 something auditions over the course of a year, essentially. And so it was, every audition was like more and more exciting. And then eventually they had a day where there were 5 of us per role, and you knew who your competition was because it was 5 hot black guys, 5 little brunette girls, 5, you know, like it was really like very clear. And then they started mixing and matching us and sending people home. That's why it was like the Island of Survivor. Wow. They would be like, you know, Kathy, thanks so much. Have a, you know, thank you. That's all we need. Have a good day. And you'd be like, right? Oh.
Hollywood's brutal. I would have taken those 5 people and then, like, right in the middle, throw a trident.
And see what will happen. Survival of the fittest is what you're saying,
one of you
Jonathan.
guys want the role, the other 4 don't. Let's decide. There was like a 2013 poll, and it said that your character was one of the top 10 most popular Power Rangers of all time. This was like a Namco Bandai poll.
Guys.
Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Like, what do you think it was about your character that really endeared itself to fans? Like,
you know, I would say for those of you guys who haven't seen the show, she was such a great character. She was so dynamic because she started off really as a hard ass and tough and kind of cold. Because she got her heart broken in the beginning. Spoiler alert. But then, you know, as the season wore on, she became softer and softer and kind of a girl that you just loved. And so she was all at once vulnerable and accessible and strong and a total ass kicker. And it was a real joy to play her. So, you know, if you haven't gotten to see it, do yourself a favor and watch some of it because it's such a fun story. Not just for my character, but the whole season. It was a great writing, our season.
Do you guys get competitive with each other when you do like reunion episodes and you're like, well, the fans did say I was from a better cast, so.
I've heard of disagreements, but I personally have not been privy to any of them. I'm not just being like, everything's great. Genuinely, you guys, from the bottom of my heart, we've become a family. And so at these conventions, it's all just love and like really like a great time. It's the best sorority ever. Says the girl who was never in a sorority, but you know.
Well, you just called them all girls. That's fine.
Oh, I
did. Bernadette, what is going on over at the chat desk?
Well, first off, everyone is saying how amazing Erin is and how beautiful she looks and how she hasn't aged a day. So that's cool. Gonna give some shout outs to thank you for doing the hashtag #AskKamikaze. We have lots of questions for the other Power Rangers as well, so keep them coming. I'm writing them down. Make sure you follow @theStreamtv and @StanleyKamikaze. Get those questions to me. Shout outs to T. Kane, you're always awesome in the chat room. Sheena123, I'm actually gonna give you a prize because you were so awesome. You're gonna get an Electro Kids and a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Blue Rangers hat. Give it up. So I will write that in a minute, and a big thanks to our sponsor, Wowie, who is a leading designer, developer, marketer, and distributor of innovative, high-tech, consumer, robotic, and entertainment products.
Walter Jones, everybody, let's give it up.
Oh, what's up? Whoop, 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 whoop. Okay.
So welcome to Comikaze Expo. All
Glad to be
year
here.
long?
Yes, all year long. I love that.
All year long. You've been
That's my
coming to
favorite part.
Comikaze for several years. You
I
love it?
have, yeah. I've been coming to Comikaze, just getting my groove on and meeting all the fans, and now here we are.
There we go.
Online. What's up, y'all? How you doing? It's good? Yeah.
Well, let's jump into some nerd topics. Did you watch the Avengers Coca-Cola?
Yes. Yeah, that was
What did
pretty
you
cool.
think of that?
I thought, it's funny that the Hulk can't open the can. I wonder if it has a problem with the zipper. You know, it's
It's a good point.
Yeah, I mean,
You're kind of over sweat.
Yeah, but like, see, that would be a little odd, I think.
But it was like our own little issue of the Avengers right in the middle of Super
yeah,
Bowl.
no, it was pretty cool. It was like, all right, you know, that's
it was
fun. Yeah.
Now, did you know about the secret with that ad? Jonathan London, please tell them the secret of that ad.
That ad was to start a scavenger hunt for 6 individual designed Coke cans that you can get through social media doing different scavenger hunt-like things. This box showed up at my house, and it had 2 of my favorite logos on it, Marvel and Coca-Cola, and I opened it up, and it was like
There they
these
are.
6 cans,
There
and they
we
were
go.
in there. That's my kitchen table. If you collect all
Get to
6 of
work.
them, Captain America recruits you.
Is that right?
Yeah, he called me. He said, bring the trident.
Is that right? Yeah.
No, he said bring Walter Jones.
Bring Walter Jones.
Yeah, I think that would work better.
I thought about the trident thing that you were talking about, and I thought, you know, that could be a problem because once you jabbed a walking, you know, you jabbed a zombie, then it makes you vulnerable because all it does is take somebody to maneuver your stick and kind of make you.
And I thought about that. I thought about
Yeah.
spears, right?
Yeah.
Because a spear's good, but you impale a zombie, it climbs down the spear and eats you.
Exactly. They
no,
start
no.
grabbing, they control you. All of a sudden, you know, it's just
A
too
trident
much.
stops it. Or a ski pole. We can do a ski
I think
pole.
the sword is quite effective. I'm just gonna say.
But
you know.
yeah, I'll
Michelle,
tell you.
ask
I just
Michelle.
ended up cutting my hand off.
Moving on. So they announced last week that there would be a Battlestar Galactica movie. Walter, are you a fan of Battlestar Galactica? Do you think this is a good idea? Do you think they're finally going to pull it off?
You know, I was much younger when I saw Battlestar Galactica when I was younger, when it was out in the 70s, and then and I watched it a little bit the second time. What's cool is I've gotten to know a lot of the cast members, like Herbert Jefferson. I see all the time. He lives around the block from me. I see him at the coffee shop. I'm like, yo, what's up, Herb? You know, it's kind of
That's
cool.
cool.
It's like a mini
And-
convention.
yeah, well, he does. It is like a mini convention in
Starbucks
my
Con.
neighborhood. I love it.
Cappuccino
exactly.
Con.
There you go, Cappuccino Con.
Can you put a trademark on
Coming
I
to
that?
already
you.
done.
Okay.
Just like Power Rangers, we're doing a reboot. They're doing a reboot of that show. Why not?
I mean, they're doing a big movie for Power Rangers.
They
What's
are.
going on with that?
Yeah.
Do you think that Lionsgate has, let's say, a responsibility to kind of give us a shout out to the legacy of Power Rangers that's been going on for so long?
You know,
Maybe
I
some
think
cameos.
that's what the fans want. I mean, I think am I right? The fans
Yeah.
want to see like some of the originals, like be part of it.
Yeah.
Cool. You could be at the coffee shop,
I think I mean,
and they'd be like,
Ernie's
Mr.
like, hang
Ranger,
out.
how do you like your coffee? I like my coffee.
Black.
I am.
See, he set me up. He
See,
set me up for
it
that.
writes itself.
You see what it
folks.
was?
It writes
You know.
itself.
What's your favorite Power Rangers moment?
There were lots of amazing moments. But I think the one that really defined what the show was and what it was going to be and how it affected the lives of people was when we did our appearance at Universal Studios. That was crazy. It was like it's supposed to be this little show, and before you know it, we had 6 shows in one day, sold out the Universal Amphitheater 6 times, backed up traffic from Universal to downtown. It was on the news with Tom Brokaw the next day. It was like that night. It was crazy, and the experience was kind of like, you know, we didn't really know what to expect, but we get there, we're wearing our helmets or suits, and they come out on stage, it's time to do the show, and the guy's on the mic, he dons the power of the Blestodon. He is Zach, the Black Ranger. I take off my helmet, and the crowd goes, and there's lights, it's like Star Trek, there's, you know, like everywhere. I was like, this is my rock star moment.
Let's give him another rock star moment.
We started it, hey.
You can follow us at theStreamtv and at Stanley Comikaze. Keep asking me these questions. You guys are awesome for the hashtag AskComikaze. I also want to give a shout out for InfoList, who got this amazing audience here. You guys are so cool. Check them out at infolist.com. Thank you so much, Jeff. And I think that is about it. Are you guys ready for the next Power Ranger? Yeah! All right, throwing it back to you guys.
Please welcome Cameron Jebo. Welcome to Comikaze Expo all year long. We're thrilled to have you.
Keith, can I just tell you
good to be here.
about Cameron?
Can we just hug?
Well, I don't know you as a Power Ranger. Like,
What do you
Cameron
know
and
him
I were
as?
friends before he was a Power Ranger, and I used to teach film
Yeah.
at New York Film Academy.
And I was one of the assistant librarians.
We lost contact. We
I
had
didn't
a
teach
party.
there anymore.
We were at a party like 2 years ago, and I run into. I'm like, Cameron, what? And then I was like, what have you been up to? He goes, yeah, I've kind of been a Power Ranger.
Kind of.
And I was like, holy shit. And I thought you were lying. I really did, because I was like, yeah.
Because usually I am.
Yeah, I've been Snuffleupagus. That's great, thanks.
I'm just trying to picture you both as,
Yeah.
teachers.
But then he goes, no, man, I'm a Power Ranger. And I think it's awesome, dude.
Are you a Star Trek fan?
I am a Star Trek appreciator.
Okay, close enough. Do you know they're bringing it back to TV again?
Yes.
And are you excited about
Brian
that?
Fuller is the guy.
Yes, and are you familiar
And
with Brian Fuller's
Yes,
work?
because he brought Pushing Daisies to us. And Hannibal and Heroes. I mean, this guy's, I trust anything.
So he's the right choice?
So, I would say so.
Do you agree, Jonathan? he's
Yeah,
the
I
right
just
choice?
want to know what the new Star Trek series is about. You
I
know?
don't care. I'm just
Like-
glad that we have a Star Trek series again.
Absolutely.
I mean, how do we not have that?
But have they all been good, Keith?
I
Have
don't
they all
care.
been good?
They all have their moments. So have you seen the new OK Go video?
How sweet was that in No Gravity?
Have you guys seen it?
Zero Gravity
It's
or
pretty awesome.
Zero G?
I was wondering, did they have to go up and rehearse? Because there's no way to do what they did unless you rehearse it in zero
In
gravity.
Zero G. You
Some
can
kind of-
pretend you're in Zero G
yeah.
by hanging onto a pole or something.
I guess.
But every single OK Go
Which I
video,
would highly recommend.
like that's their thing.
That's what we do.
Every time,
Yeah.
every time you start a music video, I mean, you never think that they can top themselves.
That was one take. You can't. They couldn't.
Always
mask it,
impressive when you
like,
can do something like that in one take.
That's what blew me away. Was there was no way that had to have been one take.
I'll never not be a fan of them. Like, they just do good stuff. They
Do
cool-
they make the best videos of anyone? I mean, who does better collectively? Peter Gabriel?
White Snake
I don't know.
used to.
Peter Gabriel?
White
Wham?
Snake.
White Snake
Yeah.
had Tonic
Twisted
Tan
Sister,
dancing
Wham.
on. Never mind. Can we ask this man some Power Ranger questions?
Yes, let's
maybe?
do that.
may.
Let's not talk about nerdy musicians that make nerdy videos. Let's jump
Whatever.
into Power Rangers.
By the way, I'm sorry that I'm doing it's. I love spinny chairs,
Right.
so I'll just keep answering
I'll do it.
questions like that.
We could film our own OK Go video
We
with you.
could do the OK Go. The stream OK Go.
Cameron,
Some Kamikaze OK Go.
you played the Orion,
I was Orion.
but
Am.
he was introduced as like an alien bent on revenge. You played an alien.
Yeah.
How do you get into that mindset as an actor?
And they didn't even give me the bumps on the forehead.
didn't do
They
anything.
didn't. I just was a guy that was from another planet.
So you had to actually act to get into character.
Kind of had
what
to
was
act.
that like?
Yeah. Well, that revenge is so thick through my storyline, and it's so much fun to play with that and play through that and work through his struggles and his real inner. I mean, you're always seeing an inner monologue in Orion in every episode, and it's intense and it's fun, and I mean, yes, it was a challenge, totally.
How was couch crashing during your time on Megaforce? Like, how was that?
Explain that.
I had my own apartment in New Zealand when we were.
Yeah. You had your own apartment.
But I like to cuddle, okay?
Who did you couch crash with?
Well,
Now who? The production gave you an apartment.
yes.
And you were like, I
A
don't
nice
want to be
cush one.
alone anymore. And you ended up just
I
staying
was
with
with
somebody
the
else.
Rangers and in their house.
Like a real world episode?
Yeah, it was real world Power Rangers Megaforce.
That should be a show.
It got to the point where I didn't even ask. I just showed up. We were close, man.
Okay.
Our crew was close. For me to have to go all the way across town when we were going to be getting up
Didn't make
at
sense.
4 a.m. to go shoot the next
Didn't make
morning,
sense.
why not just crash on the couch there?
Sammy Gale asked if you guys ever snuck any weapons or props off set and kept them.
Jesus, that's illegal.
And will you
They're
divulge
Power
that
Rangers, not
information?
criminals.
He's giving the long stare to Azim, the big long stare.
I have no idea what he's talking about. No.
Was there any ranger smuggling?
Let me word it a different
Never
way.
would.
If there was a zombie apocalypse, would you be ready with your trident?
We would still be here today.
There we go.
The chat room is amazing. They're asking so many questions, and I don't get to ask all the Power Rangers all the questions, but some of them that were asked for all the other Power Rangers were like, would you return for another season like Tommy did, as maybe a different color, and what character, what color would you be? There was also the hashtag Cuddle Rangers that they started after you mentioned all the cuddling that you like to do. Let's see. There was also a question to Cameron if he modeled because he's so hot. So there's that. And yeah, just keep up the good questions, guys.
Please give a warm Comikaze welcome to Mr. Jason Faunt, everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming out. Very excited to have you. Did you have a nice Valentine's Day weekend?
You know what I did? My mom came out from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, had a great time.
Well, hey, Valentine's Day had something really cool on that was released. Not just the premiere of The Walking Dead, but Game of Thrones released a trailer. Who here saw the Hall of the Dead trailer with the dead faces? Oh, yeah. 2, 3 people. I don't feel bad about not seeing Deadpool anymore. Did you see the trailer? Did you get to see it?
I am late on the Game of Thrones train, but I am going full force now with all Game of Thrones. I caught it before I went to Japan, and I am so sucked into it now, so I'm a little behind.
So what season are you in?
Yeah.
Episode 3.
Okay.
Episode 3, season 1. I wanted to just wait and let it get going.
Well, let's go with this. It's
All right.
episode 3, season 1. Who's your favorite character? Because they all know where I'm going with this.
I like Rob Stark. Yeah, I'm still getting. It's that point where there's all these different tribes and things going on.
Buy stock and Stark. Buy just across the board.
Across the board.
Well, you do have to
Peter Dinklage.
you have to
I
come
love
back.
Peter
You'll know
Dinklage.
when.
That's my favorite character right now.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Are you a TMNT fan?
I have seen some of it, yeah.
Some little green things running around.
Yeah, the green things running around.
The flips.
The Power Rangers and Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've always had this little combative thing
I might have
going
seen
on.
one
It's
of
a
them before I
love-hate.
went to Japan.
Yeah,
It was
it's a
kind of
love-hate
like you were of an age, the Turtles and the Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
Yep,
You used to beat up the
absolutely.
people who like the Ninja Turtles is what I'm getting. That's the vibe I'm getting.
And the Turtles
Hey,
people
is that
beat
one
up.
of them Ninja Turtles? Yeah, well, this is one of them black guys.
Well, let's talk about our guest. Let's stop talking about
do
this
it,
nerdy
please.
news. So you worked on a lot of horror films.
I did.
Now, how did you transition from the gore and the gruesome scenes into the bright lights and, let's face it, tights?
Well, you know what? Truthfully, that's kind of where I got my start, and it was cool because it was a good learning ground before I actually got into a place where it mattered. I mean, right? I mean, you get into those things. There's like 10 people on set, and you're getting slashed up, and you're getting killed, and you're sloppily kissing someone on set. So it was like all just like a learning ground. So it was kind of good to get all that out before we actually got onto an actual TV series.
Cool.
Yeah. And I know how to die. I know how to die well.
That was a very
I
good
do
answer.
it for you, but I just I
You
don't
learned
feel
to
like doing
rough it.
Yeah.
The whole lack of a kiss between your characters, I think that kind of still sits with fans as an unfulfilled moment. Can we get Erin here right now? Can we do this? I know she's I'm kidding.
She's left. You said that, and she left the studio.
Can you reenact it with Keith, though? No. What I want to ask is, how do you feel about that? The lack of a kiss, or is?
You know what? Yeah, it was actually a really big thing. I mean, the ending of that show, from what I understand, went in 2 totally different directions. The writers and the producers, some wanted Jen to stay, some wanted her to go. I mean, it was a real big source of conflict for some of them. So it never happened. I don't know if it was because of the show or kids. I'm not sure. But yeah, that never did happen. And we hear that to this day, and we go all over the world to do conventions, and people always want to know. Why didn't you guys kiss, and why did she leave? People always want to kind of rewrite the ending of that.
Shouldn't they just have the Power Rangers like kiss with their helmets still on? Like it's like a compromise, right?
It is kind of a compromise.
You can just do that.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, it begs the question: the fact that you guys never kissed, is there Power Rangers fan fiction?
There's a lot of stuff out there. They're writing it. They're writing it right now. They're writing it now.
We're
Yeah.
And Erin, you don't want to get over here and do that kiss real quick for the fans? You don't want to.
They want it.
We have been asked approximately 1,827,000
You've been asked a lot to do it. Okay. Because I mean, you rehearsed it before the show. Okay, I guess.
Make sure to subscribe to theStream.tv, and you can just win by subscribing. I'm gonna start giving away prizes for subscribing to theStream.tv. So make sure you subscribe to get all your Comikaze info for Comikaze all year long. And also make sure you're subscribing and following at theStreamtv and at Stanley Comikaze. Keep asking me these questions, guys. You're asking so many great questions, and I only get a few to ask our Power Rangers. But we've got some great questions. I will write them down and get them to you guys. Are you guys ready for your next Power Ranger? Yeah. Back to you guys.
Please say hello to Azim Rizk.
How's it?
All righty.
Everything?
You ready to bring us home here?
Yes, happy birthday, Bernadette. And Keith, you do not, I'm telling you who you look like, okay? You look like the baby from Roger Rabbit. That's who you look like.
Thanks.
Hey, Toots, come in, come in. It's perfect. But the very grown-up, adult, and handsome version.
You're saying I look like
The one
Danny
that definitely
DeVito.
did prison
Great.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually get Tom
Cigar
Cruise, but-
included.
They announced on Netflix Voltron.
Oh, that's right.
So now, were you a Voltron fan? Because it's very much
Very
of the same
similar.
genre.
You know,
very
I know
similar.
about Voltron. I was not a Voltron fan. But after Power Rangers, so many people kept coming up to me and asking me, do you love Voltron? I said, oh, yeah, totally. What's Voltron? So I went home and I watched some Voltron. It seems like the origin for the American version of Power Rangers, but I guess the Japanese version came before that.
It's called Voltron Legendary Defender. Is that a good title?
Yeah, I
on
love
Netflix.
that.
I think it's cool.
Legendary
Right?
Defender.
I think it's awesome, and I love that it's the way it looks is live action. It's
Yeah.
real, and it's kind of robots, and it's somewhat grounded in reality.
Yeah.
I like that.
Depends on whose reality.
Giant robots in
Go with it.
space. You know what? It's reality.
It could happen.
It's going to be reality soon.
So now also they announced the Archie series.
It's a comic book?
Yeah, when you didn't have friends growing up, you had these things called. Never mind.
It was,
what are comic books?
it was like a comic book with like where they
speaking
were
for
characters,
myself.
but there were no superheroes and they never did anything. It was always
Wow,
like,
there was comic books without superheroes?
very
Archie
underrated.
was like comic book Dawson's Creek. Is
Very
that what
much
I'm
so.
getting?
Exactly.
That's probably the best way to put it.
Okay. I think I got
Hashtag
it. I'm
comic
really
book
into
Dawson's
this then. I'm
Creek.
really into this.
You got it.
Did you guys know Archie?
Oh gosh,
Wow.
really? I'm the only one in the room who doesn't know Archie.
See,
Is
you
that what
should
we're
have
saying?
watched those VHS movies instead of just going straight
What's
to the
VHS?
Oh no, I'd explain it to you, but I'm dating myself.
This is going. Okay, all right.
Azim, you do this parkour stuff.
Yes.
How often have you been arrested?
Well, my friend Habibi, when you look like this, okay, a
Oh,
lot
hey,
of times.
Hey, let's not get political with this. But,
No.
the parkour thing, how'd you get into that? It's dangerous.
Well, I'll tell you this. There's really a cool connection between physicality and your psychology. And when you free your body, you free your mind. So you start doing parkour, you climb a wall, you're getting yourself over a barrier, right? You're climbing an obstacle.
Sure.
And it's sort of a metaphor for life, right? And if you take it to its fullest, you really get to see people cross real boundaries, right? They climb to the top of a wall, and there's another wall over here, and you ask them to jump. And they say no. And you say, no, really, just try. And they go,
I'm not doing that, no.
not going to do it.
Right.
And then they stand there for like 10 minutes and go, hink, like 50 times,
Yeah.
and they finally work up the courage to do it.
And they
when
get
get
hurt,
to the other
right?
side,
And then they get hurt.
They make it.
No.
They make it. I know you wanted one of those fail videos. You're not going to get one. Okay?
Have you made a couple yourself?
I've made a couple.
You
yeah.
have to in order to succeed, right?
Yeah.
Now, did the Power Rangers experience help you become better at breaking the parkour?
Yeah.
Could you go on like American Ninja? Like, are you that good now?
Well, a lot of people have suggested to me that I should. But I think if I was
holding you
on
back?
American Ninja, I'd have to wear my spandex.
They'll let you do that.
And so I got to get a hold of my spandex first. So,
That's what you didn't steal?
Guys, can we get my spandex? real
Kickstart
quick?
the spandex? What do you guys think? Let's do it.
I have some yellow.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yellow spandex.
I'll wear yellow. That's fine.
Some Yellow Rangers.
Yeah. Yellow Ranger spandex, I'll go through. If somebody gets me the Yellow Ranger spandex for my season, I will do American Ninja Warrior.
Whoa, that is big.
So-
We're gonna make that happen. Kamikaze
Good luck to
people, make it happen.
Favorite Power Ranger moment?
when I first booked the show, my agent or manager at the time.
I thought you were
my
going to say
agent
Paying
now,
Rent was my favorite Power Rangers movie.
Let me tell you, that money. We had a pool party, and he was really talking about how, my client booked Black Ranger. He's the Black Ranger, and this little 4-year-old overheard him. The 4-year-old walks up to me, and really, big bug eyes. Oh my gosh, are you the Power Ranger? And I said, yeah. What do you think? And he goes, prove it, and punched me right in the nuts, just like that. And I thought, oh, this is great. This is my welcome to Power Rangers. And as I'm falling, I went, nice one.
Oh, are we back? Are we back? Oh, I was just reading this comic. Boom Comics has this original Power Rangers out. If you guys missed issue 0, which you might have because it's all sold out, you get a second chance tomorrow if you're watching this live at the comic book store. They got the second printing, or March 2nd. They're going to have the third printing of issue 0, which isn't going to look like this because each of the covers are unique to the printing. But you get issue 1 and issue 0 are out on March 2nd. So go put it on your pull list right now. You got it? So, all right. We got the whole Power Rangers smorgasbord here, and everyone's going to throw in. Bernadette's a part of this. We can all talk about these different topics, including you, birthday girl. The big one right now is this new final Batman vs. Superman trailer that came out, or as I like to call it, a Batman trailer that has Superman in it. What did you guys think of this trailer? Did you watch the final Batman vs. Superman trailer, or are you the opinion that you don't want to see anything else until the movies come out?
Oh, yes. Batman is amazing. Batman is the most amazing superhero of all time.
You say that because you're a cheater, or you say that because you're a billionaire that likes to punch people in the face?
Both of those things.
All of you.
Okay.
All of the above. That's why I was on Power Rangers, because I'm a billionaire who likes to punch things.
Erin has something to say.
As the only lady, I gotta say, Batman versus Superman. First of all, unfair fight. Azim, I respect your Batman stance, but
Superman,
Obviously.
right? So there's that.
That's the whole point of the movie.
I know in the comic books they didn't get along, blah, blah, blah.
We need to get a hashtag Dancing with Stars going for Mr. Jones.
Yes!
Let's see if we can get Walter Jones on Dancing with the Stars. What do you guys
If
think?
you guys support, please do, because I would love to do the show.
It's
Dancing
been
with
one of the
Stars.
most popular questions of the night. As soon as someone brings them up, they're like, yes, hashtag Walter on Dancing with the Stars. Or like they really want you on it.
Let's make this a kamikaze goal, a kamikaze New Year resolution.
To get Walter on.
Jones dancing
I'm
with
all for it. I'm all for it.
Bernadette, is there any way we can get Azim on Cops?
Is there any way we
I
can...
can ask to start all these hashtags for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
As soon as they start a TSA version of Cops.
It's called Bricklayer.
We just went really blue, but I think that's just par for the course. The big movie this past weekend was Deadpool. Everybody saw it in America, but Keith.
It was so good.
This movie was awesome.
So good.
What was your reaction to Deadpool Rangers?
Oh, I was just sitting like this the whole time, like, yes! And I was laughing and just constipated and just fun. It was just, like, I don't know. It was all the things were happening.
It's a separate issue. I
You
think.
weren't wearing the brown pants.
No,
You weren't wearing the brown pants.
Another big video that hit on the web was this little tiny preview that they had started filming on Rian Johnson's Star Wars Episode 8. And there's just a couple snippets of footage. It's the island that we saw at the end of Episode 7 with Luke. How badass would it have been, though, if they were like, here's the first footage from Episode 8, and you see like this cantina, some seedy corner of the galaxy, Lando. Babes everywhere.
No.
But speaking of movies based on giant franchises, every time there was a Power Rangers season, they kept talking about having a movie for that season. What do you guys think? Should there be a Power Rangers movie that has a shout out to all
Walter
of you guys?
should be in it.
You guys? Walter should
yeah,
definitely
if
be
anyone deserves it.
If any one of us here deserves to be in the new movie, it is.
Definitely.
He's the godfather of all Black Rangers.
I mean, were there a lot of black superheroes or action figures in kids' television before you?
Live-action superhero. First live-action African-American
Sure. It was
superhero.
like you. Erin, where can we see you?
Secret Project with Jason Faunt. So that.
What's it called?
It's called The Kiss.
Say, actually, we signed our life away.
Cameron, where can we see Jason Faunt coming up?
Yeah. You can find Jason
And,
Faunt
where can we see you, Jason?
West Hollywood. I just spent the last almost 3 weeks in Tokyo with Miss Cahill here, soon to be Mrs. Freeman. And we did a project that we can't talk about yet, but it's very big. It was a film that we did out there.
All right, Cameron, where can we see you next?
Much like Erin, a couple of indie projects coming out this year. I've got. I know you probably have heard me talk about it a lot. It's called a movie called Hard Sell. I shot it 2 years ago or so, and it's finally got distribution and everything. Nice. It's got a May release date. It's going to theaters. And I'm so happy for this little film.
Guys, that was awesome. Of course, we got to thank Saban for all this. Like,
Absolutely.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. Thank
We're
you.
here because they made a little show called Power Rangers.
Exactly.
And we got to thank you guys for being our guests.
Holy moly. Power Rangers extravaganza. One last thing to plug. Jonathan,
The
back to
next
you.
show is March 22nd, so you guys
22nd.
know how to find us right here on theStreamtv. This is Comikaze all year long, and of course, March 2nd, we got this little comic book in comic book stores, the third printing, and the first printing of issue number 1. Keith, thank you for having me co-host.
Nah, this was awesome.
Guys, thank you for
guys.
inviting me to
Thank
be
you
part
for
of the
having
Rangers.
us.
And let's go out on singing Bernadette Happy Birthday.
Oh, Bernadette!
Yes!